Well, howdy, cowgirls and cowboys. I'm your master cosmologist here with your daily energy bite for the collective. And I used cowgirls and cowboys because I feel like there's a rodeo ahead as we come into a semi-sextile of the sun and Uranus. When they both get to 29 degrees, there's a little bucking bronco type of action there. It's going to be a bumpy ride, actually. So what I'm picking up on here as I sit down to read for you all is, well, first of all, a purging, a releasing of old haunts, these things that have plagued you forever and prevented you from stepping bravely into your next iteration and held you back on purpose. It wasn't just about fear, it was all about a total 180. You know, you had to look at everything, you had to evaluate, you had to change your mind, you had to modulate your feelings. There's just a huge learning and reconfiguration process that has gone on and into this, where there's not so much fear of persecution or failure or haters or whatever it was for you personally. It's going away, and that is due to the fact that Mercury is at its last day. It's like roughly the last 24 hours of Mercury in Pisces. Honestly, the way that's coming across to me is the little button on the back of an appliance where you stick the pencil in it, push that little button, and your mind goes kablooey. I'm recording this with my phone flipped upside down, and the red stop button that you push to hit record, it looks like a bindi on my head or like a target on my forehead, and it's like, it's kind of fucking with me, honestly. It's kind of making me go into that fight or flight old ways, but I'm like, no, it's a bindi. It's a decoration. It's yeah, there's something there about, some of it was figments of your imagination and conjured monsters. So Mercury there is pushing that button, stop it, and then play, stop and then play. So there could be a little bit of an interruption of consciousness and picking up. So a minor interruption, we'll say. It's a minor interruption as we go into Aries. And that's going to be a clusterfuck in Aries, I must say. But it also is a lot of action. It's kind of like we've been on the movie set and doing a lot of takes, cut, where outtakes, you know, you kind of get started and then cut, get started, cut, do it over, try again. Now it's just all green lights, where there was more hiccup in the year of the fire horses giddy up than actual giddy up. It's going to start trotting, it's going to start cantering, it's going to start galloping. Get ready for things to change rapidly, the world to change rapidly. Prepare yourself for change as the MO, essentially. I'm working with the Fox Tarot and the Sacred Earth Oracle. Right off the bat, actually, I'm taken to the fact that she's got her wings out. That means that your wings are dry and now you must fly. You are no longer a fledgling. You are expected to lift off and soar and keep yourself up there this time. There's no more takes. There's no more cuts. There's no more retraction. There's no more hiding. You know, it's like a turtle poking. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Yesterday I was processing turtle energy And actually, you see him down there? He's hiding. There's a turtle down there. It's just like that. He has to keep his head out. You're safe. You're armored. You're armored. You're armored. You're carrying a suit of armor. You're protected. You're heavily protected. Heavily protected. Impenetrable. Untouchable. Unfuckwithable. Stick your head out there. No more retracting it into the shell. That's Jupiter in Cancer. It's like, put your neck on the line. It's not going to get chopped off this time. But nobody can find you if you're tucked in your little shell all the time. So wings out. They're all dried off. The metamorphosis is complete. You're expected to fly. And there's a sense of birds of a feather, finding your herd here, finding your flock because of the buffaloes there. You can only find them if you're doing the new. 24 degrees Aries sun as I'm recording, and 24 Libra earth. That is cohesion and grouping. It's grouping, especially the earth in Libra. It's law of attraction plus water energy. It's got some flow to it where, you know, you're going to be sending out your vibes and people will feel that. The 2 is Cancer, so that's the feely feels, and the 4 is Aquarian. It's law of attraction, so you're going to feel it out, but you got to be out and palpating the world, or else you won't find your flock or your herd or your tribe. First card up is absence. Oh my gosh, I was just talking about this on Pisces video. I'm hearing if being absent from society or class, like being off the scene completely, has been a huge thing for you for many years, and it's a huge part of your story. You might get some benefit out of the short that I made for Pisces. It's 3 minutes, but basically the gist of it was that Pisces has been the movie Finding Nemo, except the main character's missing. Everyone's like, where's Pisces? Where's Nemo? Where have all these superheroes and new leaders and awesome sauce people? Where have they been? Well, we've been doing some shit. We've been hiding away because you guys have been mean to us. Been turds. No, really, we've been doing our healing and doing our shadow work. So we've been absent, but we're being made to show up. There's a horse here as well. It's like, giddy up. Giddy up. She's ready to ride that fire horse. I get a sense of a vahana here. It's like your spiritual vehicle. It's your spiritual power animal. It's like this special spaceship that you ride in. But if you can't even properly input values, coordinates, directions into that vahana or your Merkaba, you're just going to go nowhere. So you've got to begin putting input in. That's the Aquarian aspect of the day. The other thing that actually was coming up that I'll mention is you have to proclaim your I am. You have to pre-claim it. Oh my gosh, that's like a new word. You have to proclaim it by pre-claiming it. This is a title, this is a role, this is a character change, and the character will develop the strongest if you I am it, if you title it. Sometimes titles can be very restrictive. Sometimes titles can be precisely what you need to identify your specialty, your genius, your work in the world, your purpose. There is not anybody else on the planet who calls themselves a master cosmologist. I did not get an official degree in this. I put my butt in the seat for a decade and studied, learned, researched and proofed. I proofed, and that was at 10 on the timer. 10 years it took me to be able to go, I can taste the stars, baby. I can tell you what's up, what's down, what's all around just by just feeling it, just sensing it. Is that I'm a special snowflake and nobody else can achieve that? Nope. That's just practice makes progress. Practice makes perfect. That is putting in those 10,000 hours. You're going to have to put in another 10,000 hours to master the new thing. And feel like a beginner all over again. Yeehaw. Yeehaw. Giddy up. It's going to be fun. It is actually going to be really fun. What was, and all of the hardship, all of the torture, all of the suffering, all of the being ostracized, not fitting in, that's no more. It really is. Make that declaration in your heart. That was 11/11. Make that declaration in your mind and carry on. Carry on. Move on. So anyway, I got off on a tangent there. No one in the world has that title. I self-proclaimed it and proclaimed it. I put the shoe on before I was big enough to fill that shoe. But the moment I ammed that and claimed that as my occupation, it changed my whole concept of myself, and it changed my confidence and my competence. So that's what the collective is stepping into. Give yourself a title. Try it on. You can change it. You can change it. You can edit it, the Earth's in Libra. And you can constantly reimagine yourself and recreate yourself. This is iteration after iteration after iteration. And honestly, if you're playing the infinite game, if you're playing the long haul game, that is just gonna have to be how you roll from now on, because boredom is going to creep up. So you have to have a lot of variety and be willing to change and find out who you are over and over and over again. Let's get a tarot card. There's lots of chatter on this one. I mean, Mercury's coming to that last degree of Pisces. I'm not sure if it's there now as I'm recording or not, but that's just the whole big picture. That's the whole big picture. And then, boop. So you get to like get this nice big picture overview of what was, and then you're expected to be like brand new. Okay. I've got the Three of Swords in reverse. Let the old fear and those spooks, the fight or flight, the base level operation that you've been having to deal with, let it go. You can come into a sense of safety. Remember, we were saying that we are heavily protected. Don't forget it. Don't forget it. Drill it in. Nobody can pierce your heart. Nobody can give you a heart attack. Nobody can be treacherous around you because you're aware. You're conscious. You're totally awake. And anybody who's doing that, that's theirs. Not my circus, not my monkeys, not my problem. It's nothing I even need to worry about, okay? So we're releasing this old heartache and heartbreak. And when you take all of those, it's like I'm seeing a doo-doo doll. I don't like to even give it importance or weight. So I'll call it poo-doo or doo-doo, or just add a V if you're not tracking. I hope you're tracking. Out of the doll, taking those needles out of the doll. It's like you were frozen, you were incapacitated, you were incapable. Those are being removed, and you can't be puppeted or messed with in that manner anymore. I don't even want that energy to sit on my desk, you know. Cool. What we have instead when we flip it over is the I. You unlock the new I am by I aming, by ising, by taking action, by making proclamations, turning the key in the blink of an eye, in the blink of an eye, in the blink of an eye, I am and see myself as a new I am. There's a much more succinct way of saying that. King of Cups. Okay, I absolutely adore this because on that Pisces video, so this is, just go watch it. Just go watch it after this. On the Pisces video, we were talking about finding Nemo. This is a little bit more Free Willy. This always comes up as the Free Willy card. And I pull this card almost every time I use this deck. This is a new fishbowl, you know, it's actually leaving a fishbowl. All of us leaving that little itty bitty comfort zone and diving into a brand new ocean. It's vast, it's enormous, and you two are much bigger and bolder. So on that video, I said Pisces had turned into a megalodon. It's not a megalodon, but it's a big, big whale. Anything else with this King of Cups here? I'm hearing to go on the voyage, to go on the voyage. There's a little boat there. To set sail, to go with the flow, to go on that adventure, to go on that quest. The other thing with the size of the whale here is Jupiter in Cancer. This is a Jupiter in Cancer. Like your capacity is so much greater. You have expanded. You're voluminous. There's a nice visual aid here too. This is your aura, okay? It doesn't matter if you have a penetrating aura or you have, I'm not even talking about the human design, different aura types. This is the volume that just being you, it's like you're moving different. It's almost like puffing. But that puffing, that expansion, it's going to poke other people. It's going to poke them because they're like, we didn't expect you here. You've been absent. You've been absent. Nemo wasn't in Nemo's story, really. You weren't on the scene. You weren't out and about. And all of a sudden you're there and you're making drastic changes and you're doing new and exciting things. The world is going to retract and feel poked. Brace yourself for it. It's not personal. It's really them. It's their capacity, their insides haven't changed, and there's no judgment there. It's just, I always explain it as an escalator. It's not more important to be ahead of others on the escalator. It's just, this has to happen in chunks and phases and waves. If everybody just went off the deep end all at once, everything would go to crap, right? So anyway, I totally lost my train of thought there in Pisces world. Yeah. I think I'm getting prepared for the Mercury reset as it goes into Aries. There's going to be a blank. You're going to just do what I did. Poof, poof. And what's going poof is that old story connected to all the fight or flight. Let's get another card. Oh, I was saying about poking people when you walk into a room. So, funny story. I was driving my husband's truck. The truck's nickname, the car's name, the truck, is Big Blue Whale. Big Blue Whale is whale size. It's a ginormous truck. I'm itty bitty, so I look silly sitting in this big blue whale. But anyway, I went out into the world with a new vibe, with a new energy, and I was driving and somebody else freaked out, and I didn't do anything wrong. 100% didn't. Old me would have taken it kind of personally or back or but this time I was like, oh, they're not used to this version of me showing up, and it's already triggering. It's already triggering. It's already like, it's like your brother poking you. You're going to poke people and it's going to trigger them. It's not personal. There's a card that was flipped. It's the Knight of Coins with a horse in the background. For some reason, I'm getting a merry-go-round here where this was like the merry-go-round and the horse got that stake, that pole removed from it, and it walked off the carousel. Strange vision, but that's what I'm seeing here. It's like you got released from the wheel of samsara, and that's triggering. Like, wait, they're free? You can do that? That's scary. That's too scary. And that triggers me. And that provokes all kinds of reactions in me. Let's put you way over there. I'm going to get one more Sacred Earth Oracle. Oh, Moon's in Pisces, I'll just say, which is going to provoke some old feelings. Let them just pass like clouds. I've got Connection. Ooh, this is an interesting image because the word connection is very Libran, but the image is very Cancerian. It's got starfishes. Starfish? Starfishes? Starfish? I don't know what the plural is. I think what this is actually just showing me is what I told you about the degree that the Earth is at. And the connections coming in, you know, it's 2 and 4. That could be a lot of drag or static. No, static's not the right word. Oh, it's like, yeah, it's like drag. There's a word for it. Come on, come on. It's much more Aquarian. Turbulence. There you go. Turbulence. Before you had turbulence, now you're streamlined. 2 and 4, water, Cancer, plus Aquarius energy 4. The energy can just flow now. There's no more turbulence. There's no more eddies. There's no more backlogs or blockages. There's just flow. And that flow is going to take you to the right places at the right time, and you're going to run into the right connections. I think, no, I know, let's be really certain about this, that you don't have to cling on to anything about connections anymore. Be open to them. Trust that you are heavily protected, and your law of attracting now truly, and your energy is going to call forth to you the correct people. And even if they're kind of jerks, then we know what to do now. We just bounce. We bounce their energy. We bounce from the room. We bounce from the location. We bounce. Yeah. This is saying, like, reach out and touch somebody. Like, shake their hand. The starfish has kind of like, hey, buddy, I'm so-and-so. And you can meet new people and make new associations and hang out in new places, or places that you just never felt safe in before. All right, I think that's all we've got for today, and I'll see you guys on a future video. Bye.